Sybil joins you at the table, places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy with an undercurrent of decaying earth. It's the same tea you sampled with Avery at the diner on Tuesday. You'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat? I mean, we haven't even gotten to the supernatural stuff, and I feel like this sequence is probably more of a choice than what happens later. What's all the mystery and I love how it starts off like absolutely lovely and friendly, and now I'm just like tired, like like we've had 3 rounds of traumatizing stuff going on. What's all the mystery and ritual? If you had something to tell me, just come out and say it. I need your tea leaves first. From ominous pastor to suspicious tea lady. I have pieces of the puzzle, but the tea leaves should give me a full picture. So, how'd you wind up in Scarlet Hollow? Oh, my family's been in these hills for a long time. How I know so much of the local flora. Everything I've learned is handed down from generations of hill folk. There hasn't always been a reliable doctor up here, especially not one most folk could afford. They had to figure out their own medicine. The other day you promised to tell me what. To be fair, I usually leave tea quite a while before I actually drink it. The other day you promised to tell me, what was it? Unsavory tales of my mum's youth? I most certainly did, though I imagine I may have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. A town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't as good to her. Pearlan was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwene. Which is to say, she was not a very kind woman. Yep, figure that one out. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred in it for a fellow man. But your mother wasn't striking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so the family choosing her as their punching bag made her quite the rebel. Why were Pearlan and my mum raised by Edwene? What happened to their mother? Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Mother was young, too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. Didn't survive the labor. What do you know about my grandma? I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were 2 in that generation. The youngest died when the girls were still children. Yet we never spoke about them. Did your mother? I feel like I know a lot about the women of my family, but what about the men? Do they even exist? I suppose they haven't been very noteworthy since Edwene took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stuart or something just as forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once the grandmother found out she was pregnant. Fairly certain it's similar for Vivian. Though she was much older, and I believe she was the one who ended it, was leaving town and all. What happened when my mom found out she was pregnant? She came to me for advice. She was distraught. That she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assumed her mother's worries were something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets aren't particularly religious as far as I know. But the way Vivian was that night she came to me, in my mind, it always had me wondering about your family. What about your family made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby? Do I sip or do I drink? Oof. Does it matter? I feel like if I sip, I'm gonna end up drinking anyway. Ah. Not much of a choice, yeah. Take a sip. Take a tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced by the earthiness of its core. I feel like you're taking a mouthful of dirt. The aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal. You're already feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. You close your eyes and take another sip, and then another. It's delightful. Tea is gone before you know it. Small cup empty, save for what's left of rehydrated leaves coating the bottom. Oh, good. Glad you found the tea pellet in the bowl enough to drink. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medical blends. Now, on to business. Wait, now that I've drunk the tea, does this make me part of the cult? Sybil takes a cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. Got just about every warning that can fit on the bottom of a cup. Frost kettle, hourglass. All these mean definitory difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure, but it may be at least be able to figure out what it is. And the central figure here, a cat. An enemy lurking in plain sight. But a gas leak in the tea. You know, I was thinking for the second playthrough, Mystical might be ridiculous to put in, but... Just, I might have to. How do I know you're not the cat? That's ridiculous! Sybil was helping you, and if she was the cat, why would she warn you about herself? Pick someone else. Funnily enough, my second run was going to include hot. She got me with the tea! She got me with the tea! I didn't really have a choice. It's actually not letting me continue. Alright, I'm gonna play dumb. Oh, the cat's gotta be Pixel? Maybe it's Frou Frou. Not Truck, is it? Those are the three cats I know. Rock roll. I'll update the cover art for the streams now. Yeah, the cat is the literal cat. Like I said, symbol for an enemy lurking in plain sight. Probably a human enemy, but almost certainly not a cat. You don't have to figure out the answer right away. It often takes time to connect the dots. Just be on guard, keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way. And it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. I wonder if your lack of choice is... let's swing by the diner. The end is near! The end is near! Everyone run! Panic! 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 Ah! Achievement! Look, I'm just glad that there's a game that just allows you to have a trauma dump option. And I'm trying my tea. The man in the far back corner clears his throat as you bring the cup to your mouth. Don't mind Julius, I just don't think he drinks anything other than coffee. You hesitantly take a sip of your tea. It tastes like you're drinking mold that someone has tried to unsuccessfully spruce up with lemon balm. Politely put the tea down and never pick it back up. Oh my god, I drank that tea already! I was thinking there were more options. I already drank the damn tea!